Hello, my friends. Welcome to Tackle the Beast. Today, we're going to be tackling the beast known as earned value management, and the beast known as schedule management, and the beast known as expected monetary value, and the beast known as project selection methods. And all of this is to help you for your new 2021 PMP exam. Now, let me just say, you still need to understand the concepts around earned value, the concepts around net present value and things like that, IRR, BCR. But from all the feedback that we've been hearing from social media, feedback from students who've passed the exam, you barely even get a handful. And what I mean is 5. You barely even get 3. Some students say, oh, I got 1 question. So what exactly do I think you need to know for your exam? Come with me. Let's go to the whiteboard. I'm going to show you really quick. Let's talk about earned value because it's so important, EVM. In my mind, you need to know the formulas SPI and CPI, right? They both start with EV, and you divide, in the case of schedule, by PV, in the case of cost, by actual cost. All right, I always say the schedule is the plan. Get it? The S is the P. And as far as actual cost, that just ties back to cost. In the same token, you should be aware of the schedule variance, which takes the same variables, EV and PV, but instead of division, you've got subtraction. Same thing for CV, you've got earned value minus actual cost. And you do need to be very comfortable with these. Now, to go a step further, you should be able to take these formulas and play with them in a graph. So if you're given a graph like this, and you're told that the red line is like that, and let's say the red line is planned value, right? And then you've got a blue line that goes like this. And the blue line is earned value. And you have a green line that goes like this. And the green line is actual cost. At any point in time where time is on the x-axis and cost is on the y-axis, you should be able to decipher the state of the project at any point. So assume you are asked, what is the state of the project at these points I'm drawing? You should be able to look at this and say, at point A, the state of the project, EV is above both the AC line and the PV line. So at point A, you are ahead of schedule and under budget. You should be able to look at the next point and call that point B, and you can see all 3 lines are locked in pretty much. That's what I was trying to get at. So at this point right here, it's all locked in, and that means you are right on schedule and right on budget. So I'll just say on schedule and right on budget. Last but not least, point C. As you can see here, the actual cost and the planned value lines are above EV. So what does that mean? Well, right here, that means you're spending more money than the work you're getting done. The AC actual cost is more than the EV. So you got, let's say, a piece of work done for $500, but that work is only worth $300. So imagine it like that, 500, 300. That's a problem. What you earned is more than what you spent. This is how you need to think. All right. Planned value, again, what you planned is more than what you did. So let's say planned value was 400. You plan to get 400 done, you only got 300 done, there's a problem. And this is one of the ways I would recommend that you think on the exam. All right. Now, as far as the new exam goes, there has not been a lot of feedback and talk about network diagrams. But honestly, network diagrams, they're pretty easy to understand. And if I were you, I would spend some time just understanding the basics of network diagrams and how to at least find in a typical network diagram the critical path and understand slack and float, the concepts of them. So I would say a very basic network diagram without going crazy on it. And I would say understand what slack and float are, and go a step further and try to get a mastery of free slack, total slack, project slack. Just try to understand them at a suitable level. Okay? When it comes to project selection methods, NPV, understand the major concept, greater than 0, good, accept the project. Less than 0, you're going to lose money, reject the project. Equal to 0, it really depends on other factors, whether you accept that or not, but you're neither going to lose or add money to the firm. Understand the concepts of IRR, internal rate of return. The higher, the better. If it's low, we don't want to do it. BCR, again, the higher, the better. If it's low, we want to stay away from them. And payback period, in this case, the lower, the better. If it's high, we want to stay away from it. Other things that you could be asked here, when it comes to BCR, just understand what it is. It's the ratio of benefits or revenue to cost. Benefits means all that you get back from the customer. So if your revenue is 500 and your cost is 250, you're going to use your revenue divided by cost, not profit. So just keep that in mind. All right. Those are simple concepts you need to be aware of for the exam. Now, going into expected monetary value, you need to remember that probability times impact is what we call risk magnitude or expected monetary value. Simple calculations and simple concepts such as there's a 60% chance that you will lose 30,000 and a 40% chance that you'll gain 5,000. Simple things like that. Which one would you accept? Of course, no one's going to go for what is less. But if the question is changed and you have a 60% chance that you make 3,000 and a 40% chance that you make 5,000, which one would you accept? 1,800 when you do the math, right? Probability times impact, or 2,000. Of course, you want the 2,000. So simple things like that. It could get more complex, but I don't think it will on the exam. These are just simple mathematical concepts that I would say are important for your exam to at least know to some degree. The formula for NPV, understanding what exactly it is, right? It's the present value for time period 1, time period 2, all the way to time period N. Understanding that concept, right? And then understanding what exactly PV is. Future value divided by 1 plus I, and all of that to the power of N, where N is a time period and I is an interest rate or discount rate, if you will. Just have that in your back pocket just in case. All right, so really quick, my friends, we've covered chapter 4. Chapter 5 doesn't have formulas. Chapter 6 has a little bit. I've covered it. Chapter 7, I've covered that pretty much. Now, someone says, Phil, what about forecasting? Well, when it comes to EAC, understand the overarching EAC equals AC plus ETC, and understand what the allotropes of this formula are. They're pretty straightforward, right? You can say this is equal to AC plus, in some instances, BAC minus EV, but I don't think you're going to be tested on these formulas to that degree. But even if you were, it's not that big a deal, right? You've got the same formula, which is AC plus BAC minus EV, depending on the circumstance, right? You could divide this by either CPI, and that's going to end up giving you EAC equals BAC divided by CPI, right? That's what it's going to end up becoming, or the very same formula. And just to be very clear with you, it's this very same formula, right? You're going to have another version of it where you've got BAC minus EV divided by SPI cumulative times CPI cumulative. That's it. Know how to apply these things, but I doubt you will get this on the test. So if I was really going to keep it as brief as possible, I'll say that what I'm showing you here is extra. TCPI is extra, but honestly, these are formulas that are pretty straightforward to grasp. Watch my videos on YouTube if you want to get these earned value formulas to a greater degree, right? Chapter 8, no formulas. Chapter 9, none. Chapter 10, the formula n times n minus 1, all of that divided by 2 for the number of channels. That's about the most, I would say. And honestly, I don't think you're going to get a question on that. Chapter 11, we talked about EMV, and chapter 12, no formulas there. And chapter 13 is stakeholder. That's it. That's it. I've covered everything in roughly 10 minutes. That's it, my friends. All right. So if you're having sleepless nights, palpitations over these formulas, you need to get with the program. You need to go to our website. Okay. If you're still struggling with some of these and you're going for a course and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pass the exam, you need to go on down to projectmanagementmasterclass.com, sign up for live training with us. Or if you feel you want to do an on-demand course, go on down to praizion.com, Praizion.com. It's that simple. It's that simple. Over the past 2 weeks, we've had a number of people come back and give lessons learned because our course kicks the exam into shape. We've heard from Michelle, we've heard from LTC Maddox, you saw him on here, you've heard from Troy, you've heard from Darren, you've heard from Walter, you've heard from Christina. We've also heard from Cindy. Today or tomorrow, a few hours from now, we're going to hear from Keith, we're going to hear from MD, we're going to hear from Jim. Come on now. And all this is new exam. We've got so many students slaying the exam, just slaying it. Today we heard from George. Huge shout out to George, who got certified. George is a PE. So we train and we get results. Go on down to the website. For those of you who are asking, what is the website? I'll show you. It's Praizion.com, Praizion.com, right here. Go on down there and sign up. You either sign up for the masterclass, project management masterclass, 4-week immersion, or sign up for the 35-hour course with your buddy Phil and Roy. Or if you feel, oh, my exam's coming up in just a couple of days, nonetheless, sign up for one of the options. If you feel you're weak in Agile, we've got a course that is just Agile. But I can tell you that the exam is not just Agile. You're going to get hybrid. You're going to get predictive. It's going to be there. All right. So don't kid yourself saying, oh, I'm just going to play safe with Agile. No. What happens when they give you hybrid stuff? Be caught like a deer in the headlights. Don't let that happen to you. Going down to Praizion.com, sign up. Okay. When you come on board, for those of you who wonder, well, what do I get if I come on board? Well, you get a lot of high-end content that you don't get anywhere else. You get this PDF version of this book, and this book is called Project Management Essentials. But we also have an immersion series in there, and there are a few other things. I don't have them to hand, but you're going to get a 20-hour download of audio that you can listen to around the clock. You're going to get a lot of other perks. Don't waste time, my friends. Praizion.com. I hope this helps. Take care and bye for now.